There are signs tonight Australia's easy economic ride on the back of China could be heading for some speed bumps. Outgoing Premier Wen Jiabao has confirmed China is trying to change its model of economic growth to consumption. But will plans of a boom for Chinese consumers mean gloom for Australian mining? Andrew Robertson reports.
China's massive demand for natural resources has kept the Australian economy strong when so many other countries are finding the going tough. But now China is looking at a different growth model, one based on domestic consumption. In his last news conference as Premier, Wen Jiabao said, "We hope that the Chinese economy will achieve high-quality growth and that our economic development will serve the primary goals of making structural adjustments to the Chinese economy and the shift of our growth model."
It's going to be difficult for Australia because it's not a resource-intensive growth model. So the next 10 years is certainly going to be different from Australia's perspective of how we've enjoyed China's previous growth.
Which, if Greg Canavan is right, will mean lower Chinese demand for Australian iron ore and coal.
Well, I think resources probably won't be the easy investment they have been in the past 10 years. I think you need to be very selective of when you go into the resource sector, and I think you need to buy when there's extreme value on offer, and at the moment we're probably not seeing that.
Adding to the uncertainty, there are signs of divided views on the best way forward for China, with the head of China's largest bank calling for a big increase in Chinese direct investment in resource-rich countries like Australia. For long-time China watcher Dr. Paul Monk, it's an indication that change is not going to be easy.
In a way, what China is doing in this mercantilist way is trying to get vast quantities of resources and lock them down to be able to keep doing what it's doing, when actually what it needs to do is change what it's doing. So this is going to be a very interesting and possibly very messy part of the picture over the next 10 years, I'd say.
Also potentially messy for a country with an entrenched dictatorship is Wen Jiabao's call for political reform. I believe China's democratic system will, in accordance with China's national conditions, develop in a step-by-step way. There is no way to stop this.
He can't mean, having used such dramatic language, that they need to tweak it a bit here and a bit there, but make sure the party dictatorship is preserved. He's got to mean something more fundamental. That's an indicator that at the very top of the tree they're aware that there's no certainty about where things are going.
Which is a major reason why Paul Monk believes there's no guarantee China's stellar economic growth will continue. And if China stalls, so will Australia.